Hi everyone, I have a Generac gas powered home backup power generator, which was really noisy for all the neighbors. So I found ZombieBox as an option to reduce the noise, and I'm recording this video to explain all the steps I took to install it, and hopefully it will help you to decide if you want it and to help you install it. So you can see that this is how the generator looked before I started. This is how it ended. You can see the models below. And the main issue I had with installation is I didn't have any video that helped me through the process. It wasn't that trivial. So hopefully the video today will help you understand a little bit more of the process, the steps, the timing. And here's another picture of the generator I had before I did anything with it. So I think there's four major steps you should be aware of. First one is unpack. Second is ensuring you have the base where you can put the cover. Third, adding the rubber mat. And fourth is install the cover. So let's start with the first part, which is unpacking this huge, large, heavy pallet that came into our house. I had to use an electric saw, drills, hammers, lots and lots of manual work to be able to take this large shipping container box, which is actually well assembled, but it took time just to take everything out, unassemble it, cut it, get rid of the case. I think it took me probably a couple of hours. It would have been faster if I had the electric handsaw from the beginning, which I didn't. So make sure you have a hammer, drill, handsaw ready to be able to unpack and get rid of the packing crate. Second is you need to put the cover on top of a solid surface. And as you can see here, I didn't have enough space here to put the cover on top. So ZombieBox team recommended I put sand or wood or other materials, but I decided I wanted to make sure it was fairly solid and look the same as the rest of the base. So I built a concrete base. The ZombieBox team told me it should be around 68 by 40 inches. So basically, I'm not going to give you all the process to create and put the concrete. The only So you have to find how to do it. But bottom line is, I ended up doing it myself. I couldn't find a contractor to do such a small amount of work. Probably took me 10 hours. This is the first time I've done anything with concrete. And you can see here, it's almost done. It's getting dried up, and then it's now ready. And I left it to dry for a couple of weeks. So now it was ready to start the assembly. So first step now for the assembly is adding the rubber mat. I purchased the optional rubber mat, which is going to help reduce the noise and reduce the vibration. Uh, all the pictures I've seen has a rubber mat on top of the concrete base, but in my case, I already had the generator installed, so I had to cut a hole inside it. It took me a while. It took me a couple of hours. I only had a heavy-duty box cutter and a ruler and a long wood piece just to be able to cut it. It's fairly hard and thick and heavy, so it took me a while. And then you should just get a body to help you carry it. It's actually fairly heavy. So there goes another 2 hours. It's done, cut, ready. And then let's spend most of the time on the cover installation itself. So first, the tools. There's some things that are required, some things that are optional. So absolutely required, the instructions that came with your cover, please read them well. Your model might be slightly different. You need something to screw or unscrew the hex screws that come with the back cover. It's like 3/8 hex screws. You'll need a box cutter and you need a body. There are some pieces that are either fairly large or heavy. It's always easier with a body. Optionally, you can have a rubber mallet. It helps just attach the different sides. You can get arc clips to help attach the things that help the cover, the top cover, just open and close. And optionally, a lock. I didn't put a lock because of where I live, but you might want to install one. So the first thing you have to do after you unpack everything is lay out all the pieces and identify them. So first one is and this is already set up in the order that you will use to install the cover. So first is the back cover, the one that has this foam piece on the side. This is the bottom, this is the top. Then the left side, which is actually two pieces, one that slides into another one. The front side, just very basic, plain. The right-hand side, the top that has a hole, the pivots that are used to open and close the top cover, and then the left-hand side vent. So the first thing is you start with the back cover. You need to remove the panel that is here. You need to unscrew the 6 screws. You need then to cut just a slit into the foam cover. That's where some of the pipes are going to go in. So you can see here, these are the pipes on the back of the generator. That's where the foam cover will slide into. And after you finish, you need to attach again the metal cover and screw it. In my case, I couldn't do it because there's some fairly heavy, thick pipe that just didn't allow the metal panel to be screwed again. But I think it's good enough with just the foam part. Then you need to attach the left-hand side, which is comprised of these two pieces. Fortunately, the piece that slides, in my case, had some marking that said this is the top, so I knew which one was the top. It was easier to lay it on the ground and just slide the piece on top of it. And then you attach it, or you just slide it into the left-hand side of the generator. It should actually touch very closely. And then sometimes also, again, helps having your body help push here. Third part is the front side, just the plain front side. This is the front side. It slides into the left-hand side, and as you start attaching pieces, you need to close these red latches. And then you can see clearly this is where the lock will go. So this is the top part. This goes at the top. Then the fourth piece is the right-hand side, which is just slides in very easily. Then you need to add the top. And this part is what goes up front, because you can see that this is where you would put the lock if you wanted. So now you have all the sides and all the top attached. In some instances, some of the corners or the top, you might want to use the rubber mallet to help you push it in. Then goes the back. In the back of the top cover, you will slide these red pieces, and then you will have a little hole. This is where you optionally would get an arc clip. You can get a fairly large arc clip there. I got a couple of them, slide it in, and that will make it a little more secure if you open and close the top part very frequently. Having a body to push it here, it's easier because the two pieces that have to align, not always align. So one of you can just push it and align it, and the other one just slides the red piece into it. Finally, on the left-hand side, you just put this cover. You just slide it from top to bottom, and it slides in place. And then after this, ZombieBox just recommends you test it. You turn on the generator to make sure the vents here inside open and continue to open and they're not blocked. Finally, what I didn't realize is that the top cover has these little metal pieces, the metal rods that you can just move down and attach to a hole on the right and the left-hand side. And that way you can have the cover open and just open the generator, inspect it or whatever. I think it's fairly useful and solid enough. So you're done.